Welcome to the Strength in Business podcast, which is all about maximizing your impact by implementing a powerful marketing system that will help you perform at your highest level. And now, here is your host, Chris Rock.
This is the Strength in Business podcast. My name is Chris Rock, and today I'd like to talk to you about marketing from a different perspective, and that is a non-academic and non-mainstream perspective. Marketing seen as a notion of a test. Now, this is obviously controversial, but I'm fine with that. I'm not here to sugarcoat you or to give you some vanilla perspectives. The internet is full of that. So, marketing is a fancy word for test. That's today's topic. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, first of all, welcome to the show. Second of all, I like to point out that I do these recordings based on the blog post that you can find on strengthinbusiness.com. So for those of you who also want to have the written format, maybe you want to download it as a PDF, use certain parts from it or the entire thing, whatever you find valuable, simply hop over to strengthinbusiness.com/blog and you will find all the recordings in the written format there. So today's topic, marketing is a fancy word for test. Test, iterate, and retest. Testing the variables and refining a product or service through repeated adjustment cycles is in essence marketing, and this is what people get wrong. I've been operating in this space for more than 2 decades now, and whenever I'm asked what precise code will unlock the treasure trove, I humbly reply with, we'll need to test it. There is no recipe for success to be replicated one-to-one to achieve, or one-on-one, to achieve the same results. Variables differ across businesses, time, ecosystems, economies, etc. Everything is in a constant flow, and therefore you'll need to test what works best for you in that specific time frame. Yes, there are key ingredients to success that are the foundation, aka the main pillars, required to attain a certain outcome. Those should be included in the recipe. Apart from that, you'll encounter a plethora of variables that add a specific flavor and a unique spice to what it is that you're offering. Indeed, success leaves clues, and there's a lot of wisdom in adhering to core principles that enable you to mirror processes and fast-track the learning curve. However, testing will reveal the good and the bad to help you understand where you're at. Get as many no's as possible out of the way. So then, what's marketing all about? Here's the non-academic and non-mainstream approach to marketing. Number one, test as many variables as you possibly can. Test them in sequence, but also test groups of variables at once. Next one, adjust continuously. Be ferocious when it comes to improving your copywriting, the imagery, the color palette, whatever it is. Next one, take ownership of testing result. This will catapult your ability to deal with rejection. Next one, test quickly. Don't wing it. Yes, communicate the steps to your team and go ahead, test it. Use the feedback loop to improve. Next one, test again and again and again. Build a marketing bouquet of no's and learn from the journey. Next, sharpen your skills and acquire new ones. Stay open-minded, be flexible. Tweak your approach to testing, aka marketing, as you move along. This gives you a fair insight as to what blueprint my team and I follow when we embark on a new marketing adventure with a client. Here's what marketing is not. Marketing is not your brand. Marketing is not your story. It's not some kind of a tagline. It's definitely not your website or some fancy ad that you run on Facebook. If we reverse engineer the concept of marketing, we end up with testing. Big retail companies continuously test the store layout. They even have a department in charge of this task. It's the category managers. E-com shops always test their color palette, the position and size of the search bar, the search icon, and how related products and bundles are displayed to ensure their marketing enhances and influences customer behavior. Furthermore, marketing works in tandem with sales. Those who understand the power of this lethal combination rarely think and design campaigns in silos. So what's it going to be? Will you adhere to the mainstream narrative of what marketing is supposed to be, or are you open to new perspectives that embrace the notion of marketing as a gigantic pool of testing? I'd love to know your thoughts. What is it that you associate marketing with? You can reach out to me on decentralized blockchain-based networks such as Hive, Minds, Nostra, just to name a few. Obviously, also on open source networks such as Blue Sky. Simply use the handle at Chris Rock. Now, as always, I like to leave you with a golden nugget, a main takeaway from today's session, and it's going to be this one. Marketing is not your brand. Marketing is not your story. Marketing is not your tagline. Definitely not your website or some fancy ads that you run on Facebook, Google, you name it. If we reverse engineer the concept of marketing, we end up with the notion of testing. Thanks for listening. Thank you for your loyalty. I'll catch up with you in the next episode. Happy marketing, and remember to always play to your strengths.
Thank you for listening to the Strength in Business podcast. Submit your questions on strengthinbusiness.com and follow Chris on Twitter at Chris Rock. That's KRISZROKK.